namhlanje usanokukhuhlane kodwa kubhetele kakhulu abafani kuthethwa inyani hambishela bampile lamdade umama xa ijonga eliphepha likamababa ngokulaqala la South Africa khumbula xa besuka eMzantsi Afrika nabo bebonwebile bengafunzi eSuthu uThixo basusa wazise eSuthu awala izinto uThixo ekubonisa zona abesebebona inhlupheko bezekhaya uthi mama langu bokopiswa yintroelayo yona yodwa wabona babonile bebabaleka bazekhaya umama Matsoso imbuza endabeni yabo umuntu othanda into ezininzi ukuzijonga ukuziqwalasela ukhona
angazofika ubaba ubaba kathi kula mafiki besila size emgidini kamama uthi ubaba ke besiza emgidini kamama manje ke sesiza emgidini kababa ukuthula mabena
awuthuthukula
uthi ubaba kakusizi ke ukhala ubaba usebenzile kakhulu
yayibona umsebenzi yakhe
imisebenzi yakhe siyayibona ukuthula mabena ubaba namhlanje kasinowafa ngemisebenzi kababa noma thula mabena thula mabena
kikubaba kade kanjani
uthi ubaba ke uqala ufaza ngendaba kababa
inesimo sesini
kukawathi ke ngamunye unyaka
ukhake kwana kulwaniwe
legole kuliwa
mazulu abhokile
amazulu abhokile thula mabena ashaya amakhosi ngenxa yamateksi thula mabena
asimana babaliya
abafana babaleka
bakela kajadini lapha haphela
bangena nejariti lalapha ekhaya ephelinda
mnyako wakhishini nokudla
umnyango wasekhishini babuke ukuthi bowuvulile
imbalishimano akela afika yakwa
ulomfana wangena wakhula wele
aphinda futhi yakwa
waphinda futhi wabuyela emuva
bakela mazulu
angena ke namazulu
afika mshapa
afika mshaya embulaleni la
asikula ukela mnyako
asula ukungena emnyaka
kawana hanga ngindaba
kube ngoba kube bekangena ngaphakathi
kodwa nisikathaphelela nje
kube bekumasuka umthandazo kababa Matsoso noma
kodwa kana bini
thula mabena
ibakeli kahabaru
bekayongena ngaphakathi nathi basibula thula mabena
kodwa kana bini
thula wa
saseleni ngikula
uthi baba ke nelithi ngawayekulu
kakamulisuthu
weza la elisuthu
wabubake bantathe masuku
ukhuluma ubufakazi bukababa Matsoso noma
kodwa kana bini
thula mabena
bathi bana ke bakopanya ke abangani
uthi ke uma labo bantu bahlanganisa kabana kabahlukanisi
kodwa kana bini
thula mabena
hathi fita molisuthu
uthi mayifika la elisuthu
mme ha ke ro kana ka unale rumeke ngapha
mama wathi ke baba mayelana ngane kunerume likhona ngane
lathi uruki mina ngesamtoko
uthi ke niyazi ukuthi uke umama bekamenzela umtoko
kodwa kana bini
thula mabena
urikiji
uthi baba
angikho ngikula ke
ngendlela bekagula ngayo
yathi Matsoso
uthi ke baba Matsoso
I'm sorry urikiji nje Matsoso
uthi baba ke uthi amsori utathi baba Matsoso
yathi warona
ubaba wethu
ka leli sakla Christmas
bekuyilanga leChristmas
Day
uthi baba ke bekuyi-Christmas day
awukabona ngokuthi Christmas Day yabeka sibaphani
akaze wabona umuntu ne-Christmas day yabekwe esiphambanweni
abita to mwana
wambiza uJoza mntwana
ema musifabani
wambeka la esiphambanweni
abita ipha
wabiza amacilo
kodwa kana bini
thula mabena
angikubela kuphilo
uthi ke baba wamcelela impilo
sakali kuphila ke
mani bona saphila nje kungenxa kababa Matsoso
kodwa kana bini
thula mabena
ngena ngesawo eClermont yakudala
ke ne ke tsamaya le motho ya apereng kobo e tshweu
behamba nomuntu agcoke ingubo emhlophe
motho eo o ile a fitlha ke le platform ke tswa speaker he ke ditse selemo
lowo muntu wafika mseplatform mhleli unyaka wonke
bona a theoha lehodimo ke sa sheba hodimo
ngambona yahle ezulwini ngingabhekanga phezulu
a theoha dula lehetelena a qeta o dula a re bophelo bo hlotse wa tsamaya
wehla wahlala phezu kwalelihlombe mayiceda ukuhlala wathi impilo ihlukile uyahamba
Ndebele ke tlo tshwara stimela se ya matatie
ngisuka esitimela ngisuka eDurban ngizoba
bana ho yena ke a dumela
ngathi kuye ngiyavuma
fela mtumele ke o fihla
ngathi kuye ngivumele ngiyofika ekhaya
kannete ka ya fihla
ngempela ngafika ekhaya
ya ke tla thola tsela ya hore ke fumane hore ke ya hantate masango Clement
ngizothola indlela ukuthi ngithole indlela ukuya kwababa Masango
motho ye ke ne ntse ke tsamaya yena jwalo a bua le ntho lona leo fela
Lo muntu vele kuhamba naye ekhuluma lelo lizwi nje kuphela.
a ke feta Clermont ke kena ka heke 1969
Mangifika Clermont ngingena ngesawo 1969.
ka mona nyametse sesamuni
Ngambona inyamalala sengasamboni.
Lepila high sound ya lona ke a utlwa
Ilizwi lakhe udumo walo lona
ka
nyaliza.
usabua hole
Ngeze khuluma kude.
ale lephuka leo le nkhambo a wa utlwa na
Wathi lelo phunga liluka lapho yalizwa na.
ha ke keta o kena ka heke ke
Manje kungena ngesawo khona.
ka fufunela
Ka
nnete ka utlwa nati le nkhambo
ngempela ngalizwi phunga limnandi
ina
limngani.
le phefo e le tshiswa mona ha ke tsebe
Noma ke bakuyimpepho beyishiswa lapha
ale
la.
ke a utlwa lephuka leo
Ngathi yebo ngiyalizwa leli phunga.
ale ke bophelo bo bongata
Wathi impilo yiningi.
photo ya Jesus ke kopanya le ntate wa ka ntate Matsoso mo Clermont
Ngihlangane baba wami baba Matsoso lapho.
Sebeletso tsohle tseo ke sebeleditsweng ka tsona ne di tswa ho yena
Inzebezelo zonke engisetshenzele ngazo beziphuma
mme
kuye.
ana a ba bua lentswe lena
Umama wazokhuluma nalo ilizwi.
a lo mo shebe ngwana ena o mo thuse o mo sebeletse
What?
tlhatlhobo ya ka e ile ya hlaha ka yena
Wathi kuba umbheke nomntwana umsize umsebenzele nenhlahlubo yami yavela ngaye.
le mosebetsi ha o tla hlaha ke tswa lefatsheng la heso
Lo msebenzi mawuzovela ngiphumezweni lakini.
ntate Matsoso ale sekephethe
Wakhuluma ngawo baba Matsoso wathi
ale
sengifile.
bona mosebetsi ngwana ka o tla hirwa o registerwe
Wathi ngibona umsebenzi mntwana uzoqashwa
ale
uregister.
mosebetsi o fellwa ntho tse pedi
Wathi lo msebenzi unikela izinto ezimbili.
ka nako eo ntate Matsoso e ne le moruti ka hara kereke
Ngaleso sikhathi leso baba Matsoso
motho wa
bekumfundisa.
modimo ha o se ke moprofita
Umuntu kaNkulunkulu bamthompolo.
le ha e le moruti ke moprofita moruti ho yena
Noma kumfundisa umprofita
iphetwe habedi ka baka la ntho e nang le yona
impindwe kabili ngesizathu salento yiyo.
a bo fellwa mosebetsi o nyala o tjhata
Wathi unikwa lo msebenzi ukuthi ushaya
ntwana fatsheng la heno
wakhe indlu ezweni lakini.
a re le jwale
Wathi namanje
hoja o fihlile o so na le molekane
wathi kubeke ufike sona
ka
unkosana.
be wa romelwa fatsheng la heno hona jwale
Ingabeka ukuthi uthunyelwe ezweni lakini khona manje.
kgotso e bele ba
Hobane dintho jwalo ngane na ke matshidiso ka ho fapana eo ke a utlwang sebakeng sena
Ngoba ngamathuthuze inhlobo ezehlukene la ubaba wathola kule ndawo.
ha ke dutse fatshe mane
Eselapha esihlalweni sakhe ehleli
utlwa ke tsamaya
uzwa ethutha.
hodima malu a supileng
Phezu kwamazwi asikhombisa
hobaneng ke tjho jwalo
ungani na babisho
e
njalo.
ka nkabe ke lekanya bana
Uthi ngabe
yare
enyathela.
lebaka le teng
Ikhona indaba.
ha mohlanga wa modimo
Uma inyewu kaNkulunkulu
ya lengalauwe
leyo ekathi layiwe
ho tsamaya le setjhaba
ukuhamba
ho
lesizwe
se tlolosa
ukuyosikhuluma
sereng sa efetela
esitheni saseGibithe.
o balaela tjena
Wathi kubona
hore hantle le tsamaya
uma nisahamba
le le kamake
bani
itendo ka ya jokotane
ukuthi ngaphesheya kwethu
ha le fihla ho yona
nawuthi
le
mamsika
yena motsotsana
imzuzwa
le ntshwarele
ibambele
ke kopa tshwarelo
bakutshela into ephelele
o ba fapuwe ke yena
ngoba
o
ngaphezu
ko te ihlokomele
ukuze ngiqaphele
ka go honoka yena
phakathi kwenu
malwetse a supileng
ngoba naka amatshe asikhombisa
le tsamaya ka hodima ona
lihambe phezu kwawo
le tsamaya ka ho tshepahala
hambe ngokwethembakala
hobane ha o ka fosa lebeleleng
unyathela kabelini
o tla hata metsiana
uyawungena emanzini
ha o hata metsiana ga ke
amanzi kanti
ka o se tsebe
ngazi
a na le lepera ke mola ka fodisa malepera teng jale fele ha o ka hata ka thoko jale lepera le ka mamagela
lephelele yakunamathela
re tsamaya le lona bontate le bomme
isana nani bobaba
re tsamaya le lona bagatia baka
isana nani
ke re ka le ya letsatsi
baba kalolusuku
ha ke kwa moo ke le mokgutshwanyane ga ke le mokgutshwanyane
thekele bamfishane
ke ne ke re fela
bethi nje
ha ke tsebe lona ke tla tlhalosa ka
tukayichaza kanjani lento
ntate o nare
ubaba wayeke wathi
ha bua
ayekhuluma
a re
wathi
ka seboko
ngesibongo
ke mo siya
ngimsiphi
ga ke nka ruta nna
kanti ufundisa mina
o bo ke tshele
ukuthi ngimthele
ke le balwa
kanjalo
langkwana
kanjalo
ha o ka tsele ka o tsele
mafuna kanjalo
ha o tla ba siya mo ya mo hlante
basiya la
o re o hla bongo
usebavele
o tlo mpotsa go hla o tsele
umbuze
ke sankana davi
yothatha
mo teng mo ya o hlanteng
lapho kuvela khona umuntu
dithabele magaga
endaweni
mo
yasemapho
teng mo tswang teng
bevela
motana tsatsi
ephuma
ka dira letsatsi
ngalolu suku
mo siya motobatsi bona ba mongotsi mona
laba ababhalwe lapha
ba mongotsi mona
bambhalile
ba go wabala ka kgotso
bathi laba ngokuthi
ka godimo goteng tate Matsoso
phezu kwaloko bathi babe mathuso
wabala ka kgotso mosiya
ngokuthula msiya
ke ne ke re nakong yona ena
uthi baba ubethi ngalolu suku
ke leboa setšhaba sohle
bona sonke isizwe
se re phalletseng
esisisukumele
se re phumola meokgo
esisisula
ona
neminyaka
lephengele makamakatanjena
uma kunjalo
lelapa lena
leli khaya leli
la ntate Matsoso a ke fela go bane
angazi ukuthi kungaba
ga mokgotlano ka hlaga
uma ubukhelo
ga o fane ka sebaka dipakeng yankgathata taba ena
le ndaba yamkhathaza
yankgathata
yamkhathaza
ke ile ka ba le batswadi bana ba feta
wazi wakhumbulana
empa ka para kgwedi ya bolebeng ya selemong nako e kao fela kgwedi ya bolema ya bolebeng ya selemong nka batswadi baka
ngabazali babo
nako e kao fela
isikhathi sonke
ga o shebile e
mawuthubheka
nngwe tlo mmakatsa ke ena mme le ba ntate ba siana ka beke dipakeng
bashiyana ngamasonto nje
la o jalo ke a leboa aba
kunjalo-ke
ke
siyabonga
thata tate modimo
ngoba kuthande
e amela ka lebalo
yamukela
o
injengo
ka utlwa ga o le motho gona ke tabang phuta o
umuntu
feteng
uyeza ukuthi hayi
Thank you, Program Director.
ngicela bonke abangaphandle nabangaphakathi nabasebabhasini
ntate ukuba bonke bakantle ikahari libhesini
nisukume nime ngezinyawo
liyabeka amawudu
nibeke isandla sokudla esifubeni
libeke lithola uja sifubeni adubelise motlotlei wa rona
And all other chiefs and donors who are here today.
le bote bao ba ka tlasa hae ba leng teng kajeno
obituary, birth and childhood. His Grace, our Father Archbishop Dr. Paul Tabang Matsoso, was born on the 2nd January 1932 in Bloemfontein. He is the last born and the only son to Tate Maje and Me Blandina Moneo Matsoso, born Lijame. He had two sisters, Mantikele Matsadiso and Lalane Lituso Matsoso. Of the sisters, he is survived by Mantike in his formative years. He grew up at Hakibura in Lokwane. He began his primary education at Likokwane LEC Primary School. At the time, this school went up to Standard 5. When he completed Standard 5, he was the only one who passed in his class. He came out in the top 3 throughout the country. Then he went to St. 8 Higher Primary School to do his Standard 6. During his time at St. Anne's, he would walk about 5 kilometers to and from school. While he traversed the local plains and landscapes, those who saw him climb and descend would witness the light that shone from his forehead like a mirror. Hence the villagers named him Abuti Seipone, which means Mira. The hair on his forehead was also shaped like a cross. It is in these environs where he headed cattle with other shepherds under the rule of the then chief, Sol Masupa. He never wanted to offend anyone, and he did not like to fight, but when provoked, he would strike hard to teach his opponent an unforgettable lesson. Those who grew up with him witnessed how good he was with stick fighting. Sometimes, while looking after the cattle, he would see the cattle either run away or aggregate into a group. When he would see a man dressed in white robes looking after the cattle, he was the only one. It was miraculous that other boys could not see this. It was at St. A's where he met Father Ranford of the Anglican Church, who taught him how to perform the Mass service. He became excellent at it, so that Father Ranford made an application for him to join a priest training at Modespoor. Unfortunately, this never materialized due to his spiritual calling to St. John's Apostolic Faith Mission. Between 1946 and 1952, Ndade Asa Lishahonono Hasane was sent by the Holy Spirit to go through St. A's, where he came from one of his trials from Tiatiani. When the prophet Ndade Asa arrived at St. A's, Ndade Paul Tabang Matsoso and others were in Father Ranford's class. Ndade Tabang felt as if there were eyes watching him from behind. He turned around to see a handsome and a tall gentleman with long hair and big eyes. This was Ndade Asa. As their eyes met, Ndade Matsoso felt Ndade Asa's eye cut deep into him. Immediately, he devised a plan to escape class. He told Father Ranford that he had a stomach ache. When he was excused from class, he followed Ndade Asa up to where their path parted. He felt a strong connection and deep admiration for Ndade Asa. Following his first sight of Ndade Asa, his mother, Memmaneo, fell ill. Somebody told them that there was a man of God at Betania, Ha Majara, who would heal such kind of sickness. Then Memmaneo and Ndade Tabang went to Betania to consult with Ndade Asa. That was when Ndade Asa explained what the future held of Ndade Matsoso. There is a time when he fell very ill before he was 12 years of age. Then he lived at his aunt Silwane's house at Harapolo. Memanjo was sent a hasty message to come. They took Ndade Tabang to Hakubere, where he was attended to by a school doctor, Ndade Ndwana Machedi. They were surprised to hear Ndade Ndwane say that Paul was not sick. He continued his high school education at Matibane High School in Soweto. At Matibane High School, they were surprised by the brilliance and the fact that he quickly grasped the Afrikaans language, although it was not taught in Lesotho, where he came from. He and Marema Rasileso were good at the reciting Sesotho. While he was still pursuing his high school education, his mother went to the prophetess Mère Christinanko because of her sickness and to ask for blessing regarding her son's education. Mère Christina prophesied that Ndade Paul Matsoso would build temples in the future. While he was still staying in Soweto, house number 1580B, Mofolo Village, following completion of his high school education, his mother was sent by the Holy Spirit to Mère Maria Montiki. she had had a dream in which a voice told her that her son's wife was currently staying with Mary Maria. This was the time when Mary Mali Makatso, Beatrice Matsoso, then Nomsam Vambo, was staying with Mary Maria. When Mary Maria heard the dream, she took Mary Maria Matsoso to Mary Christina Ngu at Everton, On hearing that Sister Nomsam Vambo was a granddaughter of Reverend Tsikeleza, she approved that they get married. Before he could get married, he became seriously ill. Mary Maria took him to Mary Christina. Upon their arrival, Mary Christina asked, Mary Maria, how did you know that only 3 days were left before the death of this child? On that Wednesday, Mary Christina requested the brass band members to come and play in offering prayer pertaining to his sickness. Life in marriage. Their Eminences Father Paul Tabang and Mother Lady Archbishop Matsoso Beatrice Matsoso were joined in holy matrimony on the 26th of June, 1957. 4 of their offspring were deceased at an infancy stage. Aided by the prayer of the prophets of the Lord, Ndade Masango and Mary Anna, they gave birth to 2 sons, Samson Sitai and Petrus Mohao, and 2 daughters, Elizabeth Dimakatso and Emma Sloane Matsoso. They were blessed with 13 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren. He is survived by a son, 2 daughters, 11 grandchildren, and 3 great-great-grandchildren. Biblical studies. He obtained his minister's Bible certificate from All Africa School of Theology, Witbank, South Africa, through correspondence. In 1998, he was honored a doctor in Theological Ministry, in brackets, Doctor of Theory, by Christ the Lamb School of Theology. Work life. He worked for a Hollander printing firm called Mechanized Methods. It was located at number 67, Judah Street, Bloemfontein in Johannesburg. The firm printed addresses by using embossing machines called multigraph addressograph. They knew him as a man of peace, and he would sing as he performed his work duties. At lunchtime, he would find a quiet place to pray. One day when he would not sing at work, production stops, with the result that they would ask him to sing. It is about this singing that Mary Christina said, this child, Paul, has a gift to hit people with a song. His singing is not arrogant, but he prays for everyone with a song. He was an expert using the machines and mechanized method, and he also taught others. He used to surprise his white bosses. This was the time of apartheid in South Africa. He met Verwoerd at the Rand Easter show. Verwoerd greeted and shook hands with him. Verwoerd made a remark that it was his first time to see such a brilliant and dignified young black man. Verwoerd even enjoyed a cup of a nice smelling mocha java coffee made by him. The day he handed in his resignation letter, the bosses and staff at the mechanized method were crying and pleading with him to stay on board. However, he needed the words of the prophets in masango when he said his time to go and pray in Lesotho had come. With a saddened heart, he turned away from the work he loved and performed well, and was bound to attend to people's sickness and their all manner of problems. This meant the following to him: A, the family would forgo their monthly income. B, the family had to be relocated from an urban area to a remote mountains of Lesotho with very bleak hope for the future in terms of her daily needs. C, the family was to and did forgo. The family was to and did forgo their earned income to totally depend on well-wishers who might donate them their daily food, clothing, as well as their daily needs. Such donations came in the form of, that's the donation. Such donations came in the form of food, clothing, school fees for some of other kids, traveling expenses, since Father Masango's church involves a lot of traveling. Church life. Archbishop Matsoso was baptized at the Anglican Church, where he started his church life as a zealous member. He left the Anglican Church due to his spiritual calling to St. John's Apostolic Faith Mission through vision and illness. In 1942, at the age of 12, he had a vision in which he saw a big hand in space covering the whole world. When a voice said to him, "Do you see that hand? It is a hand of a Zulu-speaking prophet of God. In the future, your life will be under that prophet." After he joined the St. John's Church under the prophetess and founder Mary Christina Ngu in Everton, she explained that she would pray for him, that his life is stable, but she would later send him to Ntate Masa. She reiterated that he was Ntate Masango's son. At that time, Ntate Matsoso would attend church services at Mayor Mapitso at White City, while in Soweto. Mapitsos at White City, while in Soweto. He conducted the church choir in that circuit and helped with office work. One day during the ceremony of washing feet, which is normally combined with blessing of the church choir, he was seized by the Holy Spirit as he conducted his choir. Everybody in the church at Everton became seized by charisma that day. The song he was conducting is number 334, Zion Hymns, Kifumane Ofika. Mary Christina then explained it, that it signified that Ntate Matsoso, Aputi Paulus, in brackets, had captured and taken the prophecy to his home country of Lesotho. The following week, Ntate Masango asked about Ntate Matsoso at the church in Germiston and said, "Did you see that child Matsoso when conducting his choir? This prophecy lives in him. Verily I tell you that he is full of happiness in his heart." Ntate Masango started explaining that he cried to the Lord when his son Ntate Asa in Lesotho was taken to heaven. He explained that with Ntate Matsoso, God had given him consolation, and promise. At this time, Ntate Matsoso was working for mechanized method. However, he was staying in Mofolo village. Many people were already coming to him, bringing in their various life problems. Ntate Matsoso would help them. This was when Ntate Masango explained that he was everything that Ntate Matsoso was doing by helping people in Soweto. Nonetheless, Ntate Masango explained that through prayer, he would stop what was happening so that it could happen when Ntate Matsoso had come to Lesotho. Then after some time, Ntate Masango told Ntate Matsoso that the time had come for him to go to Lesotho and start his prayer mission and help people regarding their various problems. Due to his passion for his work and reluctance of starting a totally different life in Lesotho, Ntate Matsoso did not immediately come to Lesotho. He was twice attacked and injured by criminals in Soweto. Subsequently, he was put in jail in a crime he didn't commit. It was when he was in jail that Ntate Masango asked the congregation in Jamestown to pray for him and explained that when he got out